everyone, and welcome back, Mr. Ewington, in our gallery.
Thank you, Madam
for
Chair.
this evening. I'm having the meeting right on 6 p.m. The public is advised that it is council policy to record the proceedings of meetings of council on digital media to assist in the preparation of minutes and to ensure that a true and accurate account of debate and discussion of meetings is available. The audio recording is authorised by the Local Government Meeting Procedures Regulations 2025. I would also like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Tomagina people, and to pay our respect to those that have passed before us, their history and their culture. Item 1, record of attendance. 1.2, we have not received any apologies. 1.3, leave of absence previously approved, nil for that item. Item 2, confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting. There is a recommendation before you, councillors, that the minutes of the ordinary meeting of the Waratah Wynyard Council held at Council Chambers, 21 Saunders Street, Wynyard, on Monday the 15th of December 2025, a copy of which, having been previously circulated to councillors prior to the meeting, be confirmed as a true and correct record. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Johnson, could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Courtney. Are there any amendments, questions, queries regarding these minutes? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Item 3, declarations of interest. Are there any declarations of interest for this meeting from councillors this evening? From staff? No. Okay, so moving on to item 4, councillors' announcements and report. Announcements by the mayor. I wish to congratulate the Wynyard Yacht Club, who hosted the successful International Mirror Class Australian Championships on January 3 to 7, 2026. This event attracted sailors from around Australia, with 25 boats and crews participating in the championships. This successful event was supported by many volunteers, sponsors and donors who helped make this event possible. The Wynyard Yacht Club is a welcoming sailing club that promotes safe and fun water sports, offering training sessions for various skill levels and regular sailing events. The club is located on the banks of the Inglis River and has recently undergone upgrades, including a new parking area and coastal pathway connection. But I do congratulate the Wynyard Yacht Club for a very, very successful event. Item 4.2 are the Mayor's communications. There is a list before you, councillors. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
Can I just amend, possibly have an amendment? Because Councillor Roberts very graciously knew that my dad went to Yolla and that my kids went to Yolla, and he did include me very graciously to be able to attend the Yolla.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Note that as an inclusion. Yep.
So an amendment to
The Mayor's communications for the 16th of December, where we've got Councillor Roberts attending the Yolla School Presentation Assembly. We'll add Councillor.
Yeah, Councillor Roberts very graciously invited me to attend, so I was able to attend.
Thank you. And I do thank others who attended in my absence.
And I think it was on the same day as the 16th, the Wynyard High School Awards Night was on that day as well, I think.
Okay, thank you for that. Are there any further amendments to this list? If not, now I ask for a mover, so Councillor Roberts moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Courtney. Are there any queries, questions? The amendments have been suggested and accepted. If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Unanimously. Item 4.4, there is a recommendation that Council notes the following workshops. There are a list there, so I'm asking for a mover for this motion, please.
So moved.
Councillor Courtney, could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Raw. Are there any queries or questions regarding the council workshops? Any amendments? I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Item 5. We're moving on to public questions and statements. 5.1, public questions taken on notice from the previous meeting, nil have been received. Public questions received in writing, none have been received. Item 5.3, public questions without notice. And before I ask for Mr. Ewington to ask his questions, I'll read through this statement. The Council encourages community participation in its meetings through the opportunity for public questions and statements. Consistent with Council's core values, councillors and staff strive to ensure all people are treated with respect and integrity. We expect our residents and ratepayers to apply similar standards in their dealings with Council. As Mayor, it is my responsibility to maintain the orderly conduct of Council meetings and to ensure that the meeting is conducted in accordance with the Council meeting procedures. This includes determining whether a question or statement is out of order due to the use of offensive, objectionable or defamatory expressions. In particular, the Council meeting procedures relating to public questions and statements require that there is a time limit of 3 minutes per person to ask questions. A maximum of 3 questions may be asked per person. Any parts of the questions are considered questions. All questions to be asked before a response is provided. Once a question is answered, there is to be no debate on that question. Public statements are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person, and there is to be no questions or discussion related to a statement. I ask members of the public to show proper consideration and courtesy in their comments. So, Mr. Ewington, would you like to... You have 2 questions, is that right?
2 statements and 1 question, Madam Chairman.
Okay. In your hands.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chairman. Welcome you all. My topic tonight's we management. I've been part of the Waratah community for all my life and proud to be part of the community. Around 2010, the family farm was sold to a neighbour, large cropping landowner. Within a short period, the outbreak of ragwort and slender thistle took over the farm in a big way. This matter was a major concern for me and made contact with the biosecurity requesting action to be taken on spreading the slender thistle and the ragwort throughout the community. I implemented my time and money, including staff, to tackle the outbreaks within the community who were small landowners who did not have equipment to manage the outbreaks. Average yearly money spent was $1,500 up to $2,000 per year. Each year I was sure that there would be a management program being implemented to remind the landowners their responsibilities in controlling of the weed outbreak. Each year I went through the same steps to get action on the weed control through biosecurity and Waratah Wynyard Council, and providing my staff and equipment to attend to the small landowners at my cost. I was informed by the council no management program was implemented to landowners each year to remind them of the commitment to weed control. November 25, year 2025, I contacted the new NRM officer for Waratah Wynyard Council. After 3 attempts via phone, received a reply from the department that my slender thistle outbreak Waratah community was insignificant and they were not able to help. Through contacting senior management about my concern, action was taken. The local had to spray the weed covering more than 200 acres with the slender thistle outbreak spreading throughout the farm. In December, I followed up with the outbreak of slender thistle management located at 1718 16 76 167 62 Bass Highway, Waratah, as I had already forwarded photos and weed map showing areas and location of the weed, and was forwarded by email in early November 2025. The email received from the NRM department has issues with the limit parking at the site for inspection of the weed infestation at the area, and due to this site had not been inspected. The two locations have a drive entry point within 34 metres of and 98 metres of the Bass Highway on the Bass Highway Waratah, and within 12 minutes of the council chambers office. In conclusion, would you like like the NRM officer, be more committed with weed outbreaks throughout the community. Window of opportunity in attending the slender thistle outbreaks and between early November and late December as the council closed for Christmas break.
You have a question around this to ask?
2. I'd like to briefly read the policy of the Waratah Wynyard Council and another question with that. Waratah Wynyard takes a proactive, evidence-based and environmentally sustainable approach to weed management around our municipality area. Weeds can pose a serious threat to our region, prime ministry or natural environment. This is why it is so important to weed out the right weeds to minimise any negative impact they may have in the community. Within 12 months of plant being cleared a weed management program must be drawn up. Weed management plans provide detailed information on the legal obligations for the landowners for certain declared weeds once plants identified as declared weeds. There will be restrictions on their trade, sale, import, improvements. Question: will the NRM officer implement the policy statement of the Waratah Wynyard Council as shown above?
Through you, Mayor. Look, the NRM officer certainly does implement the policy of council. The properties spoken about, I'm aware, without looking at the numbers on a map, I know some of the properties Mr. Ewington's concerned of, there is dialogue between the NRM officer and the landowners, and they've reported back to him on 5th of December that they undertook slender thistle spraying with some dieback present at that point in time. And there's been ongoing discussion since then.
Question 2. Christmas decorations for the community installed by the Waratah Wynyard Council year 2025. This year was a huge disappointment for the community with little or no decoration installed for the season. Each year this is a major event highlighting Christmas. Question: can the council please indicate why will they be investing in major money investment in Christmas decorations for Somerset Wynyard, including Waratah communities, and promote Christmas again 2026?
Thank you for that question. We will be reviewing our Christmas decorations for this coming Christmas. It will be considered in our budget, and we'll determine just what we can afford and make sure that we are going to accommodate Christmas with more decorations, certainly in the town. So,
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening.
thank you, Mr. Ewington. Okay, moving on to item 6, petitions, deputations and presentations. 6.1, 6.1.1, petition, Mr. Polson, Rabbit Control Somerset. The recommendation before you, councillors, is that council receives and notes the petition requesting that council immediately implement rabbit control measures and, in accordance with advice received from NRE, defer control until calicivirus can be released in 2026, with follow-up action with other measures such as controlled pindone release to occur after, if required. And if you look, if you just look at on page 17, there are 3 options that need to be considered by council. So could I please ask for a mover, Councillor Courtney? Could I have a seconder, Councillor Roberts? Councillor Courtney, do you wish to open the debate on this, please?
I don't want to really debate it because obviously it's a hot topic in the community and we have to act within what is responsible for council actions. I think personally the best control is to have the calicivirus in April, March, but obviously the community is not happy with that timeline, so I'm going to go with the recommendations of the department and the officers.
Thank you. Are there any further speakers? Are there any speakers against this motion?
Question, Madam Chair.
Councillor Harden.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't say that I've been kicking around here for a while, but over the years, this has never, the issue's always presented itself, but somehow, and I believe Daniel might put me right or wrong on that, but I believe that there has been, over the years, there's been baiting, there's been all sorts, but it's never ever got to this. Some action has already been taken, like way ahead. And look, I couldn't recall what, but I know the action has been. It's only the last 18 months that Mr. Paulson and my phone has ran red hot with his complaints, but which I've passed on, most of. But, you know, I just don't know why it's sort of got to this stage that we've got to sort of make a decision now whether we speed it up or... it's a pretty simple process where it can be done, and not too many people are aware of what's going on around, and it just happens. Whereas, you know, everybody knows, a lot of people would jump up and down if you... But anyway, I'll pose that question, see if Daniel might have add a bit to that.
Yeah, thanks through you, Mayor. Look, as Councillor Highlands pointed out, periodically the council has participated in activities as requested, that they're always under the authority of NRE or previous to that, the DPIPWI was the acronym used for the same department. And that's been ongoing for quite some time. It's not every year it's undertaken. It is also weighed up by the state on a priority basis across the whole of the state. So it's not always immediate, it's not always rapid. So that practice has been the same for quite some time.
Thank you.
Just a question, just to make sure that I've got the right reading here. So the recommendation here is recommending option 1, is it? Yep, cool.
Okay, are there any speakers against this motion? Are there any further speakers for the motion? Because you do need to consider the 3 options that are available to council, and we need to include that in the motion. So there needs to be a decision as to whether we go with option 1, option 2 or option 3.
Just quickly to note, Mayor, like as it states in this report, that no matter which option we use, there'll be people that are for and against it. And also that option 1 that is recommended by the NREs it has the least environmental risk impact. Yep. Also pinned on people's dogs, etc., etc. It's about pets. There's a lot of pets that go through there. And also, you know, in this sort of regards, like that recommendation is what I'd suggest that we probably follow through with. Yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further speakers to any of these motions, please?
Well,
Yes.
I really think option...
Just a moment, Councillor Royce had a hand up.
I just want to ask a clarification question. There was something around using the Khaleesi virus that for some reason Waratah Wynyard missed out on the last round of that. Was that just an administrative error, or was there a particular reason why we missed out? Or
Yeah, through you, Mayor. Matter of limited forward timing to have staff available and appropriately participate.
Yep. Okay.
Councillor
Well, I'd like option 2 included so that we give it 2 shots.
Is he moving an amendment? Is he moving an amendment?
Are you moving an
amendment? Yep.
Okay, so you are moving an amendment for stage 2 to be the option taken up by the council. Could I have a seconder?
Well, I think he just said to make stage 2
1 and 2.
and 1 and 2.
Sorry, I missed that bit. Could you please go back, Councillor Highland?
No, well, the option 1, someone moved that option 1.
Yeah.
So you're moving an amendment.
I'll move an amendment. Well, I suppose it's virtually a change. I'd go with option 2.
Moving an amendment for it to be option 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that gives us 2 goes at it, and particularly in the low use areas, nobody will know what's going on, and you've had a few shots away, and then you've got the Khaleesi virus to follow up, to round up the rest.
Could I have a seconder for that amendment, please?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Councillor Bramage seconded the motion.
That's now before the...
Yes, that's now before you councillors for voting on. Councillor Hyland has put forward the amendment that we adopt the stage 2 approach, and Councillor Ramage seconded that motion. Are there any further speakers? Deputy Mayor Edwards, sorry.
I won't be going with this alternate recommendation, simply because in the first one, it's got releasing the collegiate virus and following up with Pindone, so we're still having 2 shots at that. And I don't want to have the Pindone, where children and animals, can pick up the Pindone to start off with. So I think I'd still prefer option 1, so I won't be going with this.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Edwards. Are there any further speakers for or against this amendment? Councillor Johnson.
I'll be going against. I think the low use of the Pindone in limited areas is still going to be any person's dogs, animals, whatever, even bandicoots and all that, will still get into those low limited areas to source out the Pindone. So I'll be going with the number 1 option.
I just, and to speak on the amendment, like my fellow councillors, as obviously as much as these rabbits are a pest and something needs to be done, obviously people's pets are a part of their family, and as low as the risk might be with the Pindone, there is still a risk, and so I'll be agreeing with my fellow councillor and the Deputy Mayor that I think that the defer control until collegiate virus is released is actually probably the smartest and most prudent option.
Thank you for that, Councillor Roberts. Are there any further speakers to the amendment? I'm going to put the amendment, although...
No, I'll wait. That's okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm going to put the amendment. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
So I'm going to call for a division. Councillor Bramage and Councillor Hyland are for, against. Deputy Mayor Edwards, Councillor Courtney, Councillor Raw, Councillor Johnson, Councillor Roberts and myself. The amendment is passed. So we go back to the original motion. And Councillor Courtney, you moved that motion. Councillor Roberts, you seconded. Are there any further speakers? If not, I'm going to...
We'll ask my question now. I'm just wondering, through Mr Summers, whether we can look at why we got into the predicament of missing the Silesi virus the first time, and whether anything can be done to make sure that that doesn't happen again, or is there any structural process to put in place so that that doesn't get missed? Yeah.
I can talk to that, Mayor. We were given forward notice. I don't believe NRE is in a position to commit to forward release. That's the information we've given. So post that miss, we've certainly asked for some forward notification that they've explained. We've limited availability of virus and multiple areas. They can't give us that commitment at this point in time.
Okay. Yep. Okay, thanks.
Thank you for that. I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour of option 1, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. Item 7, planning authority items. There are no planning authority items in this agenda. Item 8, 8.1 responses to councillor questions taken on notice from the previous meeting. There are a list of questions with officer responses in the agenda, and they can be accessed on our website, which I think will inform whoever wishes to know what the answers were. It is the best way for them to get that information. So moving on to item 8.2, councillor questions received in writing. None have been received. Councillor questions without notice. Deputy Mayor Edwards.
I had a call from a constituent tonight or this afternoon, and he'd like me to ask a question about the park between Noah's and French's, where people sit and eat and all that. Said that we have a lot of visitors here, and that area is like really untidy and with the birds and everything, and wondering if that can be cleaned up, or the tables and that can be cleaned, whether it be daily, weekly, or something, just so people can sit and eat without, all the mess around.
Thank you for that. Councillor Courtney, did you have your hand up?
Just in response to the answers I've received tonight, three questions. One's easy. 8.1.1. I noticed that they said that the commissioning tests are still ongoing. That's been for quite a while. Just wondering if we could get an estimated date that those commissioning tests might be completed, because there are some people at Sisters Beach that are interested in the results and whether there's capacity or want for it to be put down there as a site for testing. And the other two are, I'm neurospicy, so I need to have very clear responses, and two of the questions I feel like there's political responses, and I just want to clarify. Through you, Madam Mayor, in response to 8.1.4 to the engineering manager, Mr. Summers, I note that the response from the state is obviously that it appears to me through the poly talk that then they haven't actually budgeted to repair it and they're just waiting for the feds to cough up money to fix it. Surely there's an asset renewal program. Is there any way we could find out what the dates that asset renewal is due to be done and under the state funding, instead of just waiting for the feds to give money? If you get a date on that, I'd be appreciated. And 8.1.6, I very specifically asked a yes or no question. So I very specifically worded it in a way that would solicit or elicit, a yes or no response. Are our residents not being transferred if there is no bed? I feel like the response that there will be a meeting with Mayor and CEO is a non-response. I know that the meeting was pre-planned, and I appreciate that the Health Minister is going to come this side of the border to come and have a chat to us and meet yourselves, and I think that's great. But I did ask a yes or no answer, and I would like a yes or no response. So if we could go back and just, is that true or not? That would be great, because my concern is that our electorate are being treated as second-class citizens, that in Hobart and Launceston you get attended to straight away with a heart attack and we have to wait for a bed. And I'd like a yes or no response. If we could follow that up.
Thank you for that.
Please, thank you.
Are there any further questions for inclusion in this part of the meeting? Councillor Johnson.
Coastal Pathway, two-part question. Is there any steering committee or committee to be organising the Coastal Pathway, e.g. with signage and just general maintenance of that? Is there any committee about?
Through you, Mayor, probably not at this stage. There will be, in the current annual plan and budget, an opportunity, or ongoing, to look at the open space sport and rec plan. One of the items that our staff are currently undertaking on the ground on the back of community request is to periodically sweep and clear the path. Those sorts of matters will come to you in a workshop to show potential updates or reviews of those services. So there's an opportunity in that way, but there's no committee as such or other working group like some of the master plans currently in existence.
Sorry.
Councillor Johnson still had more questions.
Yeah, I just got, I think we badly need more signage on our track. I'm currently in Portsmouth at the moment, and they have signage every 250 metres.
Can I just stop you there?
Sorry.
This is about getting questions, and I understand the background of where you are coming from. Are you able to reword it?
Is there any chance of getting more signage on our coastal pathways ASAP?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Through you, Mayor, I am aware of the Cradle Coast putting together a funding bid to do increased and I guess consistent signage across the whole of the pathway, which will probably go some way towards what the councillor has described, but perhaps not all. So that's currently in play as well.
Thank you for that. Councillor Courtney.
Sorry, I'm remiss. These were my questions that I had, and I forgot that I had a resident question yesterday. I'm very sorry. I was asked yesterday whether we have any planning rules around the AI centres, because we have people contacting residents asking how they feel about an AI facility being in our area. I have extreme concerns about our water security, if that is the case. So I am wondering what the rules are around legislation around AI centres, because last year they used more water than all the bottled water in the world put together, and we're a very dry state. Can we look at if there's any legislation around AI centres?
It's a question we need to take on notice.
Yeah, through you, Mayor, I think it is. It would certainly need, as part of the response, some information from Taswater as well, I would think.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Are there any further questions for this part of the meeting, please? If not, we will move on to item 9, notices of motion, none have been received. Item 10, reports of officers and committees. Item 10.1, annual plan progress report. The recommendation before you, councillors, is that council notes the 2025-26 annual plan progress report for the period 1st of July 2025 to the 31st of December 2025. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Edwards. Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Raw. Deputy Mayor Edwards, do you wish to speak to this motion, please? Are there any speakers for this motion?
I'd just like to say that I note that there's an arts and culture strategy, and I'm really looking forward to see that coming out, and I understand there's work being done on it currently, and I think that'll be a great thing for us to look at and put into place in our community.
Thank you. Are there any speakers against this motion? Any further speakers? If not, I will put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Item 10.2, Tasmanian Disability Inclusion Plan Consultation Submission. There is a recommendation before you, councillors, that council endorse the attached submission to the Tasmanian Disability Inclusion Plan. Could I have a mover for that motion, please? Councillor Raw. Could I have a seconder, please? Deputy Mayor Edwards. Councillor Raw, do you wish to speak to this motion?
No, just that the letter was a solid letter, representative of what's happening in our community. Yeah.
Thank you. Any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Gordon.
I've got a question. Is it largely just around physical disabilities? Is that what the focus is?
Through you, Mayor. No, I think it's broader than that. I think it looks at all aspects of inclusion in society, yeah. So this is just an input into the draft so we can have further commentary when the final strategy of the state is released. But yeah, it's not just looking at physical lamps.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further speakers to this motion?
I just want to credit the
Councillor
council.
Roberts, if you like to.
I just want to credit the council staff. We're a very forward-thinking council, innovative. It does note in the process the internal discussions we've had with officers and community activation department, ongoing engagement with community members. We have this disability steering committee as well, and just the work that's being done by other people up here deserves a lot of credit, and a lot of credit to the members of the community that have involved in this process, and just most genuinely to our community activation department does an incredible job, very innovative, and it's great to see that we are heading well into the future and getting things done, so credit to everyone involved.
Thank you. Are there any further speakers? If not, I will put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. 10.3, the Senior Management Report. The recommendation is that Council notes the Senior Management Report. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Edwards has moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Roberts. Deputy Mayor Edwards, would you like to speak to this motion, please?
Yeah, I only just want to comment and say that we've got community conversations starting up again, and our first one's the 9th of February at the Yola Tavern, so that's going to be exciting to see those start up again.
Mention the free pizza.
Excuse me, Councillor Courtney.
And I didn't read the pizza part, but
Excuse me, Deputy Mayor Edwards, no chat between the councillors.
and
My fault, sorry.
just excited that they're starting up again and we can really get in and talk with the community and their concerns or positive experiences and that.
Thank you for that. Yes, I do agree with you. It is a very good move. Okay, are there any further speakers to this motion, please? You wishing to speak?
100%. Thank you, Miriam. I just want to actually credit our senior management team. We have a great blend of locals and also people that come from interstate or even overseas that make up a great blend of experience and knowledge and technical skills as well. And I truly believe, we're blessed to be down at the Local Government Association conference, and credit to everyone that's involved, but I truly believe that we have the best senior management team of any council in Tasmania out of all 29. I believe that the results speak for themselves, and I think that they deserve great credit and respect from our community for the results they continue to deliver. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for that praise. I'm sure other councils would probably disagree with you on that one, but that's okay.
They'd be wrong.
Did you have a comment to make, Councillor Courtney?
They'd be wrong.
They would be.
Not across the room, thank you. I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Item 10.4, Community and Engagement Quarterly Report. The recommendation is that Council notes the quarterly information report for the Community and Engagement Directorate, and the purpose is to provide statistical information and quarterly update on the activities of the Community and Engagement Directorate, and covers the following areas: community activation, tourism and corporate communications, wonders of Wynyard, Waratah, early learning. Could I have a mover for that motion? Deputy Mayor Edwards. Could I have a seconder, please? I've got Councillor Raw. Deputy Mayor Edwards, would you like to speak to this motion, please?
Yeah, this report is, there's a lot in it and a lot to be celebrated. Like with the Tulip Festival, we got the mural out along the foreshore, our new Santa in Apex Park. One thing that I wanted to comment on was where Council worked really well with RACT and the road safety with More Than a Statistic campaign, where we had the car in a box out at Nurses Retreat. I noticed on social media that the SES and fire service people took their members out there and had the conversations around it. So I think within that, those members, they could really share about the experiences or whatever they needed to talk about, debrief and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure that other community members went out there and learnt more as well. So,
thank you for your input, Deputy Mayor Edwards. Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Johnson.
Just whilst on my run, I had the opportunity and I ran past the Century Garden and took the opportunity just to walk and read every notification on there, and exceptionally well done. It's a credit to our staff once again with the signage is absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it, and do yourself a favour and just get around there and have a read and a walk and a bit of time out. It's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. It is a lovely garden. I think we could even have a couple of weddings under that framework. Are there any further comments? Yes, Councillor Roberts.
Look, I'd say the same thing every single time, that I'd just encourage the public, I'd encourage all constituents to read these reports. They have a lot of information in there. We get asked a lot of questions about what's going on, and I can guarantee that the information is in these. Much like, the senior management report before, there's one thing's already completed for 26, and we're less than 3 weeks in. Only 12 things carried over from last year. So as you can see in this quarterly information report, 3 months of work just shows the outstanding productivity that we have as a council, that we are delivering on the plans. They're not just empty words, but they're actually tangible projects and strategies that are being delivered. And again, it comes back to the fact that we have I truly believe, the best staff in local government in this state, and we're very blessed to do so. And the growth of our community is exciting, and the projects that are happening are very exciting. And it's going to be a great decade coming, I truly believe, with the rate that these things have been achieved. So that's all I wanted to note. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any? Yes, Councillor Brown.
Just a question. Do you have to book for the wedding? I just couldn't help it, sorry.
You'll need someone else as well. Can't just have one.
Oh, well, you got to book me.
My word, you're a vocal lot tonight. Great way to start the year. Thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Bramage. I'm not sure if you're looking at this for Married at First Sight.
Farmer wants a wife.
Look, I think we do need to move on. There is a motion before you, councillors. Are there any speakers against this motion? I thank you for the positive comments. No speakers against the motion. I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. 10.5, the financial report for the period ended 31st of December 2025. Recommendation is that Council number 1 notes the financial report for the period ended 31st of December 2025, and item 2 approves the new childcare fees and charges to apply from the 1st of February 2026 shown in the schedule included in this report. Could I have a mover for this motion, please? Councillor Roberts has moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Deputy Mayor Edwards has seconded. Councillor Roberts, do you wish to speak to this motion, please?
Just real quickly, we've recently gone over our financial management strategy again and looked it through, and our manager of finance department over there, Mitchell Smith, has done an incredible job as always. There's a lot to balance this year, particularly, and even in here it'll say there's a forecasting and an unfavourable variance, which has not happened in a long time for council, and I can almost assume and assure that as we head through the year, that will probably be corrected in that sense, and the different strategies that have been discussed are actually, show a level of intelligence that our finance department has around these numbers, and I truly believe that we will deliver the projects that we say we're going to, and it shows that we're investing in the right areas, and times are tough for people out there, and that this council's doing everything it can to future-proof and safeguard the people's finances. So thank you very much, Mr Smith and your team, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Are there any further speakers to this motion? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. 10.6, the Cradle Coast Waste Management Group 2024-25 Annual Plan Report. The recommendation is that Council receives this report and notes the annual report of the Cradle Coast Waste Management Group. Could I have, Deputy Mayor Edwards has moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Roberts. Deputy Mayor Edwards, would you like to talk to this motion?
Yeah. I'm just loving the figures that we're getting from this. They're all very positive and going in an uphill rate, and I'm just looking at the community engagement where they've visited, or schools have visited, they've had workshops, students have participated, public events that they've been to, and they've had like compost and landfill facility tours. So I really love that, because I think people need to see more of that. So I would encourage if that could, get those numbers up more there, because then people will see the importance of why we're doing it. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Are there any speakers against this motion? Any speakers for the motion? Councillor Rule.
Look, I've just got a couple of questions that may be able to be answered. Absolutely for this group and how we're all working together across the coast to, improve our waste management and all those sort of things. But my first question is, in the report it says that one of their objectives is by 2028 we will phase out single-use plastics. Now, I'm 100% for that in every possible way, but my thinking around that is that is such a big thing to do, and another quite a huge change, as in all the packaging is in supermarkets and clothing that comes into our community. So I don't know whether Mr. Summers will be able to give us some ideas, or Mrs. Adams, on what are they going to do around that sort of thing? Because 2028 is quite close, and it'd be really great to get on board with this with our community, because it'll be such a good thing to do. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Through you, Mayor, look, as you've rightly pointed out, an objective like that would take alignment between state, region and council to do so. Council alone couldn't achieve that. So the goal of phasing out single-use plastics might not necessarily be led directly by the Cradle Coast Group or Council, but on a state basis, I would suggest that there is, I believe, a bylaw in place at Hobart City Council, but it might be a targeted statewide legislative basis for the rest of the state is the best way forward for 2028. But given it's on the agenda of that group, I'm sure there'll be more to come.
So we need to wait with anticipation.
Yep.
And I've just got a second question. I notice, and you know I like a bit of data, diversion from landfill. I noticed that Cradle Coast do a 65% diversion from landfill, which saves $100,000, and Waratah Wynyard is at 50%, and the average is 55%. And I'm just wondering whether there's any knowledge around, how can a very close neighbour be at 65 and we're at 50, and what might the differences be, and how do they get to 65? What practices can we do that would make that better?
Through you, Mayor, I think the figure of 65 is for the region. So it's not Cradle Coast as an entity, it's the Cradle Coast region. Yeah. So as a region, we're at,
right,
and within that, our individual contributions are those other percentages. So we're at 50%. So it aggregates up.
Okay, because I thought the average was 55, and I thought that was the combined one. But look, I'll go back and have another look at it again.
Yes, I think the average combined one is 55.
Right. Yeah.
But that is for the Cradle Coast region, the 9 councils.
Okay.
Yeah. And within that, we've achieved 50%.
Yeah.
And we hope that will, continue to go up.
Yeah. I think in that it actually says CC 65%, 50% Waratah Wynyard, then average 55. But look, maybe I'll talk to Mr. Summers later about interpreting that data. Yeah, I'm just really interested in that. If there's anything that we could do that would make our data better, that would be a great thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Are there any further speakers to the motion? Councillor Roberts.
Look, I know this one has been a massive bone of contention since it was first announced, about the FOGO and everything, and the uptake was probably a bit slower at times than we would have liked, and etc. But the Cradle Coast Waste Management Group's been around since 2007, so we're nearly 2 decades into it, and to be honest, the progress has been really good, especially as of late. The thing here for our region, as the region with the 9 councils, is that 8,352 tonnes of FOGO collected from the curbside and processed into compost at the Dalton Waste Management facility near Railton. Those are incredible numbers. And to go into that, 47% of the region's waste was diverted from landfill. So, nearly in no time at all, we've eliminated half the waste to go into landfill. We've already turned 8,352 tonnes of organic material that used to go to the rubbish and to the tip straight into compost that can be reused. It goes to show that with a little bit of cohesion, a good strategy and a good plan, that we can actually quickly turn around and achieve outcomes that some would think were quite impossible. $606,149 in savings in the landfill levy payment on curbside waste for those councils in that group is absolutely staggering. And the truth is it'd be the ratepayers and the councils that would be footing that bill. So I think at this point the numbers would point that it's actually working, and the more people, as tough as it can be for people, it's actually that's why, is because of the results that we're currently getting, and it'll save our little patch of paradise long term, and that's what we're going for environmentally, and it's just great that it's been so effective. So credit to that group, the Cradle Coast Waste Management Group, and all the councils that are involved, and also huge credit to the companies such as Dalton that are involved. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Through you, Mayor, if I could just respond to
Yes,
Councillor
please
Raw.
do.
Councillor Raw, if you look at, perhaps later on, page 9 of the attachment, there's a table there,
Yes, that was probably what I was looking at.
and the top one with 65% is actually Central Coast Council.
Right.
So, and ours is 50%, and then it's the aggregate of all those that's the 55%.
Right. Yep. Good. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. Councillor Bramage, you had some.
It's just a question, I guess. And if you bear with me, Mayor, I'll try and get to it the best way I can. FOGO has been a bit of a conversation lately with the warm weather and what they put it in my circle of people that I deal with. I don't think hearing them talk, there's a proper bag that you can actually put it in that suits. And one person said, "Oh, we're just putting ours in a Woolworths bag, tying up, putting in the bin." Well, if that goes in there, that would contaminate the whole load. Is that correct?
Through you, Mayor, a Woolworths paper bag can absolutely.
No, plastic one.
Yeah, not a plastic bag,
No,
absolutely.
that'd contaminate the whole truckload, wouldn't it, when it got to Darwin?
That's the case, yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't know whether we can do more education or look, I don't know how much education you do. And I can't comment too much on FOGO, I haven't got it. But I can sympathise with the people that's probably got it. So, and that's what I try to explain to them. If you put something in there like that, it's going to contaminate the whole load.
Through you, Mayor, if that's found at the Darwin landfill site, then it does need to go to landfill, then attract the levy on top. So.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention,
Thank you.
Councillor Bramage. Are there any further speakers to this motion? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 10.7, minutes of other bodies and committees. 10.7.1, notes of the Waratah Community Board meeting Friday the 14th of November 2025. There is a recommendation that Council receives the notes from the Waratah Community Board meeting held Friday 14th of November 2025. If you also look at the purpose, the second paragraph under that recommendation, the date is wrong. It says July 25. It actually should refer to the November 25. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Bramage moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Deputy Mayor Edwards. Councillor Bramage, do you wish to speak to this motion?
No, well, I guess we're all up to speed now with the minutes. I think Councillor Ireland might have asked where they was last meeting or the meeting before, but we're all up to speed with it now, so we know what's going on. Thank you.
Are there any further
I've
speakers?
got a question, Madam Chair.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, unless the councillors go back now and read the minutes out of the other section, which they always used to be here, each minutes. But when the election happened, and for whatever reason, the staff refused to go down, so we were left high and dry with no assistance, which is part of the deal. Staff come down, do the minutes, and there's probably, I sort of can't make an excuse for that, for them being late and whatever's in here, and I find it a little bit off-putting to get them printed as they've done this, and particularly when the council staff are supposed to be helping the board do their job. And I might ask through you to the CEO who caused this bit of a predicament that we've got. I just wonder
It's
And I
not,
know-
that's not fair,
That's not
that is
fair.
not accurate, and that is
And
not
I know
fair.
I've noticed
Excuse me, all of
you've attended, you and Mr. Katamali attended the meeting, and you've made a commitment to get a mediator down and see if we can't move progress this thing forward, because the board are not happy. They're not prepared to move too far forward unless this thing's fixed. You can smile all you like, but if you're not.
Point of order.
No, point of order.
Point of order.
No, please, point of order. It's not correct, and it's not. It's whether.
Councillor Roberts, if you would not yell when you are calling a point of order, we don't need that sort of motion. If a point of order has been called, now if you would kindly explain the reason behind your point of order
Well, whether it is true or not, it is not discourse for this table right now, and that is something
based
that,
on,
based on the fact that I don't think we can say it's the CEO's fault if we don't know if it is or not. I wouldn't know that, and that's not what is being discussed here. We're just moving the minutes for the actual Waratah board here. Right, that is a discussion that should be had in private.
thank you,
And
I'll accept that point of order.
I called a point of order because the problem was a long time before the CEO got here. So it's not reasonable to lay the problems of a long-term issue with what's happening with the Waratah board on the current CEO. That is completely inappropriate.
Okay.
I'd like a bit more of an explanation on that than has happened way before that. I certainly would like to
Well,
know
as a
what you know.
councillor at this
that we don't know.
table,
Excuse me, one at a time.
as a councillor at this table, I'm aware of that problem way before our current CEO got here.
Yeah, well, you must have a good news information. Now, when this happened, I addressed the council and the CEO and explained the whole thing, how it all unfolded and how it worked. So,
Need to do with the point of order that you've accepted.
Okay, I need to deal with this point of order as I have accepted. And Councillor Roberts did identify that it is irrelevant to the motion being discussed. And that is the reason for the point of order. The recommendation is that the notes be adopted.
all right.
Nothing else. No more comments, thank you, Councillor Roberts. So I have accepted that point of order. I ask you, Councillor Hyland, if you would desist from making those comments because they are irrelevant to this particular motion.
well, I think I was in my rights to point out why it happened
You
and
are-
why they're in this situation.
You're arguing with me.
No,
I've accepted that point of order because it is irrelevant to accepting the notes, the minutes of that meeting.
Right, happy with that. You can move
Okay,
on.
thank you. I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. I think yes, Deputy Mayor Edwards, yes, I did. 10.7.3, minutes of other bodies, sustainability, I think I'm on the right one.
You've got the second set of notes. from
Second
Waratah.
set of notes, sorry. 10.7.2, notes of the Waratah Community Board meeting held Friday the 3rd of October. The Council receives the notes from Waratah Community Board meeting held Friday the 3rd of October 2025. Deputy Mayor Edwards has moved. Could I have a seconder? Councillor Roberts has seconded. Deputy Mayor Edwards, do you wish to make any comments? Is there any further discussion from the floor? Anyone wish to speak against this motion? If not, I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Item 10.7.3, minutes of other bodies, the Sustainability and Environmental Advisory Panel held on the 9th of December 2025. The recommendation is that Council notes the unconfirmed minutes of the Sustainability and Environmental Advisory Panel meeting held on the 9th of December 2025. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts has moved. Could I have a seconder, please? Councillor Courtney, seconded. Do you wish to speak to this motion, Councillor Roberts?
Just so really quickly, I'm not a member of the Sustainability and Environmental Advisory Panel, but I truly believe this is one of the greatest panels, committees that we have at Council. I want to credit Deputy Mayor Edwards and Councillor Courtney for the work they have done with it, as well as the members of the public that have been involved with this. We are very, very lucky to have some very well educated, very intelligent, very passionate people here. And that's why this place has so much of the charm that many Australian towns have had traditionally that's now gone. The preservation work and the strategies that go into protecting what is so magical about this place every person involved deserves great credit, and I'm very proud of the work that Council has done in this space. So congratulations to the members of the public, the staff and the councillors involved. You do great work at this.
Thank you for that. Are there any Deputy Mayor Edwards?
Yeah, I just want to say it's wonderful to work within this group. It's a privilege to be on this committee. The extent of their knowledge and experience within that group, most of the time it just goes over my head. So I mean, I'm picking up little bits, but I mean, it's just wonderful to hear how much they love the community and environment and everything. So yeah, just thank them all very much for.
Thank you for that insight and appreciation of the input of the committee members. Are there any further speakers? If not, I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Item 11, matters proposed for consideration in the closed meeting. The recommendation is that Council resolves by an absolute majority that the matters listed below be considered in closed meeting. Could I have a mover?
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but can I just ask, before we move into the closed meeting, I've gone back and read that and clarified what I wanted to say. At what point can I go back and say that? Is it not now?
No.
Okay.
We've gone, I'm sorry,
No, that's all.
Councillor Raw, but we have gone beyond that.
Yes,
So,
okay.
for the purposes of maintaining
Meeting.
momentum, if
Yeah,
you like, and
that's
following the rules.
That's
But
right.
I do suggest that if you have other comments or questions, you could bring them up in a workshop.
Okay.
The recommendation is that Council resolves by an absolute majority that the matters listed below be considered in the closed meeting. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
And
Councillor
seconded.
Councillor Courtney is seconded. I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Item 12, closure of the meeting to the public. That the Council resolves by an absolute majority that go into closed meeting to consider the following matters at 7:02 p.m. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Johnson and Councillor Bramage seconded. I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried unanimously.